This is Play 47. I got a new video today. I know I have been making a lot of videos recently, guys, and I know some of you have been calling me, at least talking to me over the phone about making a new video. This is a video response to Thinking Outside the Box by Moses McCormick, and this is also a video response to other YouTubers who also think that they think outside the box. Um, you asked in your video, do you think you're an outside thinker of the box? My answer is yes. I do believe that I'm an outside thinker of the box. I can give you several reasons why, and I can tell you about the criticism that comes behind some of these stories. When I was a little boy, I originally taught myself how to draw. I did that. Nobody else taught me anything about drawing or how to draw. I'm probably going to school now for stuff about, maybe games and all that stuff. They might help you a little bit on drawing, but I taught myself how to do that. Nobody taught me how to do it, and I just kept doing it. I just kept doing it over and over and over and over again, until you get to the point where you actually feel it on a more of a intuitional or spiritual level, as I like to say, to the point where, okay, I already know what I'm doing. I don't need anybody else's help. Now you could probably correct me on, okay, oh, here's a better technique on doing this way or doing that way. They got techniques on things, but originally I taught myself how to do something. So that's just one example. That's one good example. Another example is when I was about 16 years old. I was actually telling you, I was also talking to you. This is like a couple years, 2 years back. I was talking to you, Lao Shi, about um, studying Japanese or whatever. You was talking about studying with you. And I was amazed by what I was seeing, what your videos was actually doing. You was like doing all these languages, and and not despite the fact that of your race and all that stuff, man, it really influenced me to do that. But when I was like 16, I was actually studying Japanese beforehand. I was watching videos and shit, like stuff like that, man, and I was like repeating what they were saying in the videos and stuff like that. It was real crazy. It was fun, man. It was crazy stuff, man. I was doing that, and people at school sometime, even they saw my notebook one time in class, and they was like, what is he studying and whatnot? It's crazy. They thought it was pretty crazy. So like I liked it, really. I liked the whole anime thing and all of that stuff. So I this is what I used to do when I was 16. I did not have a teacher or nothing like that, anybody guiding me. I didn't really care about that anyway. I mean, I was just, the reason why I did it was because I felt like I was stupid. I always felt that way. Some more stories. I was taking standardized tests too. So one time, this was when I was in the 10th grade. Actually, my test scores didn't look too well, and I was actually really upset about it. And what I was thinking to myself is I felt like I was stupid. So what I started to do was I actually started to look up on techniques on how to improve your intelligence, because I really wanted to do this, because I felt like I was dumb based off of the test scores and what they was telling me, and based off of what other people's comments. This is what I was doing. So I was reading about how to improve your intelligence and all that other stuff, man. I was doing it on my own. I didn't have nobody telling me what to do. I was reading about how to improve my vocabulary and all that other stuff, man. I was reading about vocabulary words. I was studying that stuff like after school, man. I was really motivated at the time to really do these things. So this is what I was doing when I was like 16, 17 years old. And that also too influenced the whole Japanese trying to learn a foreign language thing when I was around that age, despite the fact of what was really happening with my life. So I remember when I was like 16, I was looking for a job too. I found me a job by myself, man. I didn't have my mother or father tell me how to do it or anybody else. I just found me a job by myself. I did that. Nobody else did. So I mean, that's some pretty accomplishments for me, in my opinion, for thinking outside the box, because I wanted a job at the time. I wasn't gonna do anything for the summer. My cousin, I kept comparing myself up to my cousin, and I always felt like he was always better than me. Everybody was better than me, so I had to do something during the summer, and I found me a job. I found me a job at Dairy Queen. That's what I was doing. Um, I can also tell you another story where I self-taught myself. I was self-teaching myself some martial arts or whatnot. I was really, this is when I was like 16, 17, 18, man. Look, I was always influenced by it. I was, even at a young age, when I was younger, I wanted to learn it, man. I wanted to learn martial arts and all that stuff, man. I was always into the whole Kung Fu movies when I was younger, man. I love those movies to death, man. All the movies you got on your channel, that all that stuff, I was watching that stuff. I was watching that to death, man. I was even I was it was it's funny too. Even when I was younger, man, I was like, man, I wanted to learn Chinese then too. It was crazy. It was real crazy stuff when I was like 3, 4 years old, man. I wanted to do that stuff, man, because I was really into that whole martial arts thing. And like I said, when I was like 16, 17, so I starting to do these things, put these things in practice. I was trying to improve my flexibility, improve my kicking, and all that other stuff, man. This is what I was trying to do at the ages. I did not have a teacher tell me how to do anything. I was thinking on my own about how to do this stuff, okay? I understood what I needed to do in order for me to get it done. So this is what I was doing. I was actually practicing in that stuff at 16, 17, 18, and you know, I was like, man, I wanted to take some work. I want to take classes and all that stuff, man. I was gonna be really dedicated on it and everything. Because it's a crazy story. It's crazy when you hear it, but it's true. This is what I was actually doing at these ages. I can also remember when I was like 18. You know, I felt like I was really causing a lot of problems in my life, really too. At school, you know, school life wasn't that great. Home life really wasn't that great. So what I started to do was I was trying to teach myself how to meditate. I still try to learn how to do it. I look at tutorial videos on how to really do it for a beginner and stuff like that. I don't really have anybody to really, like a teacher there to actually walk me through everything. I do that myself. I do that. I don't play follow or lead. I don't ask for anybody for help or anything like that or nothing like that, you know. Most of the time, that's if I need your help, I would ask you. If I don't understand something very well, I would ask people that. But this is some of the activities what I was doing, man. There's a lot more stories to come along with this. This is only some of the things I was doing. Another good example is the whole Chinese learning thing. I don't really have a teacher to anybody to help me. I probably had a tutor that was helping me at one point. I would say that, but it's all self-taught. It's all being self-taught, Mandarin. So in your video, you was talking about programming and you're talking about no limits, being creative. I think some of these things they address me at the young age at where I was at and who I am today. A lot of my friends, most of my Chinese friends on Skype, you know, a lot of people say that you don't really seem to limit yourself. Like, that's true. I really don't. I don't limit myself to anything. You know, I don't really. I try to. This is how I think. I don't think about how difficult things are. I think about how to get it done. I think that's how I think. I just do it. You know, regardless on how difficult it is, you just do it. You know. You know, as far as the being criticized, I've often been criticized for doing some of the stuff I was doing, being a self-learner or stuff like that. People have called me stupid. People have called me retarded. People have said you don't know what you're doing. You shouldn't do it that way, and they criticize these. How do I pronounce the word, autotogs or whatever? They criticize these type of self-learners or self-taught learners about how to do stuff, but yet the concept they don't understand is you have to do a lot more outside what you're doing in your classes or school. Whether you're taking a foreign language in school, you may learn it there, but you got to do a lot more stuff outside of class to help you learn effectively. It's the difference between being self-taught and being a group learner, as I like to say. People who go to school, they learn in groups, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you have to put in the effort to do that. But the self-learner, this is what the self-learner has that some group learners don't really have at all. The self-learner has the passion, they have the time, or they put the time into what they want to do, and they come out with good results about what they want. Anyway, I want to make a part 2 to this video, but I'm probably not going to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace.